A pioneer who has transformed the lives of over 1 million women with her work. She's called the Gentle Revolutionary. She's also the founder of the Self-Employed Women's Association and one of NDTV's 25 greatest global Indians. Ela Bhatt, it's an honor to be talking to you today.
Thank you.
Hillary Clinton has called you her heroine. Nelson Mandela made you one of the members of the Elders, a group formed to really try and solve the world's biggest challenges. If you had to select one instance in your life where you thought, which was a defining moment that changed the way you thought and worked, what would that be?
It's difficult to, say a defining moment, but I think it was my childhood, my growing up. In toto, that has become more impressive to me. I have been influenced by the freedom movement and what to do in future, and it's sort of a guideline, some invisible but sure type of the guideline to lead your life. That those incidents I do not forget. They are always there. Clear mind and no confusion. The other is meeting poor people, working poor, and particularly working poor women at the grassroots. And every day you get a new wisdom. And the resourcefulness, and when they come to taking decision. So once RBI about few years back, 8-9 years back, RBI sent a directive to the banks to decide your own rate of interest, how much you will charge. And SEWA bank, our SEWA cooperative bank, then had to decide, the board had to decide. And I told the board that this is the position, we are 100 rupees and this much goes for cost of funds and this much and this much surplus. So keeping this in, this scene in mind, what would be desirable rate of interest for our bank. So I formed a committee and said that you report next board meeting next month. And then I asked that who wants to be on that committee. Except me, everybody wanted to be on that committee. And the decision sort of, they came out next month that let there be the market rate of the rate of interest. If we give, if we charge higher rate, so then our own women will be, money lenders themselves.
Right.
And then if we keep low, so then so everybody will come, but we do not know that how they'll be. If we keep high, so then people will not come to us, women will.
Okay.
So I was quite satisfied. So in a way that they have been taking full interest, and though they are the members and the shareholders, they were not ready to take the risk. At the same time, they were ready to take the risk. And
so it's actually seeing women who you have worked with taking that step forward that really inspires you even now.
I think they were, it was, their steps were forward and then I followed. Maybe, I better listened to them and understood them.
But tell us a little more about the inception of SEWA. You founded it in 1972. Did you know at that time that it was going to become the behemoth that it has become?
I don't think about future in that way. But I was working for textile workers in Ahmedabad. The old union formed by Ansuyabhen Sarabhai and Gandhiji. So as soon as I passed my law, I joined as a lawyer, and then I was working for textile workers, rights and legal rights. But then soon I saw that so their homes and that mill area where women were so economically active, and they were doing all kinds of small jobs in their own homes. They were piece rate workers, vendors, hawkers, economically very active, and so maybe most part of the income also was coming from women. So then I said, my legal training is of no use to them, because they are not covered by any labor legislation or entitlement of social security. So then I said that no more formal sector labor, but I will work for those in the unorganized and informal sector.
But the idea of putting together a trade union and a cooperative, did you anticipate that it would work so well?
If I had to work, then I had to work that way, because as I said, the unorganized sector labor, informal labor, they are not covered at that time. Absolutely, no coverage to them of any kind of insurance or say minimum wages. Then what else? So it was just breaking your head against a wall. So we have to do some constructive work, so as Gandhiji said. And then we had to raise our own social security, our own insurance, our own pension schemes. All this have come to the now all these welfare schemes, all these welfare schemes that are coming from the government,
right,
have come much later. So it was we had to do, otherwise we can't organize them, unionize.
So you were in that sense completely a pioneer. But you mentioned Gandhiji, and Gandhiji was a huge influence in your life.
Yes.
Tell us a little more. You talk about how
thoughts, his way of thinking, those thoughts has influenced me. It's a guideline.
You say poverty is day-to-day violence and it's no less destructive than war. Those are very inspirational words, but you've also been very critical of the government's definition of the poverty line. You believe that you've not minced your words on 32 rupees a day poverty line in urban areas and 26 rupees a day in rural areas. Do you believe that the poverty line is just arbitrary?
Personally, I believe that every village, every district has to take care of their hungry, their poor, their illiterate, or it doesn't have to have any act or below poverty line and above poverty line and those surveys and naming them and distributing card. It doesn't develop the country. It is not nation building. So giving them pointing them as poor and then providing them ration cards and subsidies, that is not my way. Why can't the village, the taluka themselves take care of their poor?